Roberto, here is your 7548 7000B JDM Pepsi quartz model. We're all done. It's all together. It's a really nice watch. It's original. It had very few miles on it, but it has how can I explain this? It's a very good watch. It was taken care of in its life, and it had something. The issue that was stopping it, because obviously, as you know, it was stopped cold. One, it had never been serviced, and so it had no lubrication. Also, this watch had gone into water a few times. On the underside of the caseback, where the caseback seal sits against it, there's actually some pitting in the caseback itself, and so I could tell that a little bit of moisture had gotten in here. There was a tiny bit of hazing on top of the hands. But the real telltale for these, and the things that often stops them just dead, is this is a 7548 main plate. And you can see, let me see if I can get this in here. You can see the jewels. There's one, and there's two. And there's another one right here. These are jeweled. This is metal on metal. That's metal on metal. For some reason, when moisture gets into these, it tends to sort of sneak in and hide underneath the dial, because you're looking at the front of the watch here. This would be where the date wheel would go right here. That's the date wheel driver depression right there. So anyway, moisture gets in and it reacts with the copper in the alloy. And so you get this weird green corrosion right there, and it stops this, gums up this pinion right there and bushing. And that's what causes most of the problems with these when they get a little bit of moisture in them. And it's enough to stop it dead. It has enough to do that. And there's no easy way to do it. People like to try to just do a quick lubrication on the back of the train and try to hope that that'll get it going. And they'll go and, oh, it's a 7546, not a 7548. See, you're missing a jewel right here. So, but anyway, other than that, it's identical. But yeah, they'll try and put a little bit of lubrication on here and then try to get the train rolling. But if you never attack the source of the problem, you know, that little teeny tiny corroded pivot right there, movement's not going to work, and you're going to lose time, and it's just generally just not going to behave. They're such great movements, though. They're so cool. Such a burly gear train for a quartz watch, and all metal, and the entire calendar assembly is based on a 6309, and so all of the parts for the most part exchange, and they're very tough. The only other area where these tend to have issues is the date driving wheels on these. They're plastic, and which is supposed to be self-lubricating. But when you have a watch like this, which is going to run for 5 years straight, you're putting a lot of wear on a plastic piece. It's less critical when you have like a 6309, the automatic version of this, because you're not going to wear, the thing's not going to run for 5 years straight. I mean, those days are over. Nobody does that. But they will with this. It'll sit in a box and just chunk along, and eventually these start to wear and bind up, and so sometimes you have to go in and clean up the center port on that plastic date driving wheel that sits right there. The only other thing with yours, let's look at the alignment of the second hand. See that? Perfect alignment. A side effect of how these gears are cut, and this is something particular to the design of these watches. This is not just your watch, it's all watches. Because of the way the teeth are cut, the hand will come into and out of alignment on the hash marks. And sometimes this really bugs people. You'll see it's out of alignment it's a little before the hash marks here. And then, as we come around to the second half of the dial back over here, it'll come back into alignment. There it is, aligned again. Nice where it's supposed to be, and it should hit this mark perfectly. There it is. My big thing is I want to see this sweep hand hit that upright perfectly. And I know it's going to come in and out of focus a little bit, but that's a side effect of how these are designed. It's how the function of these works. It's just the way that it is. I sometimes see it more than others depending on which the individual watch, but it's very typical for these. So that's it. It's a very good watch. Nice. It's an original piece. The only thing to be concerned with or understand is that there's a little bit of pitting inside the case back where the case back seal goes. There's no pitting on the case, only in the case back. And so just, it's a vintage watch. It's got all new seals, but don't take it near water. I tell people never to take any vintage watch near water, but when you have one like this that has some pitting on side and the bottom of the case back, you just want to make sure that you're keeping it safe. Don't take it near water and just enjoy it. It's a really nice piece. See the kanji day right there for Monday. Very nice. It is Monday, isn't it? Or is it Tuesday? I forget when the heck day it is. Oh, it's Tuesday. I have the date set wrong. Doesn't matter. It still works fine. Okay, talk to you later.